Nice. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting today. I cannot wait. This is going to be amazing. Okay. So we have on this live authors Letty Frame, who is our platinum sponsor for our book signing in 2026, and Hannah Hayes, who is our diamond sponsor for our book signing in 2026. And these ladies are phenomenal. They write amazing books. We love them, love them. And we're so excited that they're going to spend some time talking to us. We have Holly from Holly's Books and Booze joining the live, and Carmela as well, who are VIP influencers. And I'm just going to pull everybody all in, and we're going to start. We are streaming everywhere, so comment and say hi. And we are so excited to have this live and just get at it and talk all things books. So let me pull them in. All right, here we go. So I'm going to bring in author Letty Frame.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, all right. Here comes Hannah.
Hi.
Hi, Hannah. Oh my gosh. Okay, here comes Holly. Holly, you are sideways, so this is gonna be really fun. There's Holly sideways. Okay, and then while you get that sorted, all right, let's go. Here is Carmela. There she goes. Queen Carmela. So, all right, you guys, how exciting is this?
Very.
Yeah, we're good.
So ready.
We're so ready. Okay,
Also,
all right.
still blushing about all those lovely things you said about us at the beginning.
Oh, you guys are amazing. And as you guys can tell, there is an accent there for both of you. So where are you from? Where are you located? I know, but no one else does.
Well, I'm from the northeast of England, Newcastle, so I'm quite up top. Where are you, Hannah? Are you down south?
Yeah, I'm almost like the other end of the country to you down south.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the difference.
So I can tell you're up north because you're wearing a jumper, and down here it is baking today.
See, it's been warm for us, but I don't think it's like you get it so much more than we do. So yeah, straight away. I do have a fan on, but yeah, otherwise it's not been as warm.
Oh my goodness. And you're wearing a jumper. I love it. It's great.
Yeah,
I know. We
sweater, wouldn't you?
I know we have accents to you, right? Like I have an accent. Yeah. I don't think I have it. I don't know. Holly, I think you and I have kind of the same accent. You might have a little bit more Southern twang than me because you're living in Louisville.
Yeah, if I have one too many drinks and I start to sound like I'm from Texas, that's your cue right there. We'll pick up a lot of from when I was a kid, but yeah, I'm in Louisville, so you say it like you have marbles in your mouth almost. Louisville.
It's Louisville,
Yeah.
right?
Louisville.
But
Yeah.
it's spelled like Louisville, right? That's how it's spelled.
Or Louisville.
Ah.
Because all I was hearing was Whoville, and I was a bit confused.
Oh my gosh, that's even better.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's about 95 Fahrenheit here today with about 80% humidity. So
I need to put that into Celsius.
Yeah, it means nothing to us.
95.
It's 35 degrees.
It's like 30 something, 30. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that is
34, 36.
I think we had like 16 or 17, which would be, let's reverse it. 16, 60 for you.
I did a run when I went up to Michigan over the weekend. It was 65, so it would be like 15, I guess, for you all. And it was like, it was the most gorgeous 4-mile run, because here I can't do that in the morning. It's already over 30 Celsius here in the morning when we get up. So
Carmela, where are you from?
I currently live in Delaware, so I'm a Northeast girl, but it's hot here too. It's in the 90s too. We have a heat wave right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my downstairs air conditioner is not. I'm in Florida, so it's super hot, and the downstairs air conditioner is not working. It's off right now.
No.
It is brutal.
Rebecca, next year when we're all in Florida, How hot will it be in September? Will it be very hot? Or
Yeah, it's still, I mean, it's, I mean, July, August are the hottest. Those are, and the parks are packed in July and August, which is one of the reasons why I didn't have the event over the summer, because if anyone tries to go to the park, you're going to get to like 4 rides in the whole day, maybe 3.
Yeah.
It's so packed and it's just like sweltering. September, once school starts, the parks empty up quite a bit, so the lines will be great. But it's still pretty warm. I mean, it's still going to be like in the 80s, maybe feeling like 90s. It's still pretty warm. You might need sunblock if you decide to go to the beach, like Cocoa Beach or something. But
And no
yeah,
jumpers.
no. But people like they come to Florida and they don't bring warm clothes because they think it's so hot. But the problem is then you go to a restaurant or inside anywhere and they blast the AC, so then you're getting the like artificial air, and everyone's like putting jackets on. It's like it's like the same thing when you go to a cold place, right? It's like super cold outside, and then you get in a car, like you're taking an Uber between places, and it's like sweltering inside, or you get into the building and it's so hot. So layers, it's the key.
Layers for next year.
Yeah. Light jacket. Just bring a light jacket, nothing heavy. So, but anyways, oh my gosh, it's hard to believe it's almost a year away to the events in September. Are you guys excited?
Yeah, it was as soon as the link came through to book rooms, me and my sister, who's my assistant, has come in, we were so excited. We were plotting out everything and we're like, we need to make an agenda. It's still a year and a bit away, but let's get plans in place.
Yeah, so I actually heard from an author yesterday who she's planning to go to the parks, but she's going on her own. And she was like, is it safe to go to the parks by yourself? And I'm like, yes, it's absolutely safe to go to the parks by like Disney.
Yeah.
You look left, you look right. There's someone working at Disney. Like they have workers everywhere and cameras and all that, But it gave me an idea. I think we should do a thread in the group for anyone who wants to go, and they can meet up together, like do a post. Because there's got to be several authors in that same boat where they're coming over on their own. They want to go to the parks, and you want to go with a group. So
and you want somebody to hold hands with on the ride, or maybe I'm just a guy.
Yes. So are you guys going to go to any of the parks while you're here? Are you going to go to Disney or Universal?
Yeah, I feel like a terrible mum because my daughter is staying home because she starts reception. So that's our very first year, but I'm going to have a great time.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
So you're very well behaved. I've got 3 children, and my oldest will be starting 6th form.
Oh
but
my
I think
God.
we're gonna sneak her out.
Yes, definitely. What about
I think we'll do both parks.
That'd be amazing.
You'll do Disney and Universal?
Oh, that'd be great.
So Disney has, was it 4 parks now? They have 4. They don't have 5, right? They have 4. So, and then Universal has the 2, but the 3rd one just opened.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a whirlwind as well.
There's a lot of parks. Yeah. And then there's SeaWorld too. That's another one in Orlando. That doesn't get talked about as much, but there's SeaWorld too. So, sorry, Letty, what were you saying?
I was just wondering how long Hannah's planning on staying, because it's quite a long flight for us, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to do a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the middle. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fab. I'm excited.
Did you guys get your rooms already? Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. I talked to both of you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that because we haven't sent the link out to everybody yet. Oops.
Just reminded me that I need to do that though.
Oops. Yeah, we just got that. We have to, the thing is that the block is going to sell out. We know that. So we have to do it in a certain order. And obviously authors are the first that gets it. So, yeah. So we just, that's the way it works. But we'll be good for all the authors, the vendors, the influencers, the volunteers, all of them should be fine. And then some of the attendees for sure. Hopefully the top ticket tiers. That's our hope. So, but if not, the hotels told us that they'll help us find rooms in the vicinity. So that's what we're doing. It's exciting. Okay. So, okay. Are you both doing a week then, you said?
We've booked for the full sort of 9 days. I'm on huge time away from my tiny human. My sister's just pregnant due October, so she's going to be away from her tiny human. But yeah, I figured if we're going over there, we may as well go over and make the most of it and have a good time. It'll be fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. How about you guys, Holly, Carmela? What do you guys? Holly, you're with me. I'm
Yeah,
putting my arm
I'm
in yours, and you're stuck with me the whole time. So I don't ever get to do any parks.
yeah, I
So,
think I'm probably I'm looking over here because I'm like reading the comments on the other side.
oh,
Because
cool, good.
yeah, to see like who's here and answer questions at the same time. So if I'm looking away, it's only because my laptop is right here.
Okay, no
I
worries,
think
no
I'm gonna
worries. Thanks.
come in on Tuesday. And I think I talked my friend into coming as my assistant, and she was like, I will carry around your bag all week for you. I took her to her very first book signing last month, and she was like blown away. She's like, you tell me about it, and I hear about it all the time. She was like, but I was really like, what is this? She was like, but the energy is contagious. Everyone is so friendly. Everyone was so nice. And like when they found out it was her first signing, they like started asking
Mm.
her questions, and like she's read more books this year because we started working together than she's read in like the past like 10 years combined. But she was like blown away by like book signings, and I was like, girl, this one's like a little tiny baby one. Wait until you see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait until you see, what's on the other side. I think there were a little less than 50 authors or something. So
That's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just done back-to-back signings.
Oh, have you?
oh
The last
yeah,
2 weekends in a row, and they, like you say, they're so much fun. So much fun.
yes.
Yeah,
The
you went to
You were
Rare.
at Rare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rare in London, yeah. And then I was in Belfast. But yeah, the energy, and everyone's so enthusiastic, and even if you go on your own, everyone, you meet these people that have met friends on the day. And you get people that are like, oh, we met at a signing 5 years ago, and now we come to everyone together. So
Yes.
it's really
Oh,
inclusive.
special.
Yeah.
That's special. Yeah. It's
I
nice to
have
be
some
with,
of my best
especially,
friends from signings. They're
Yeah.
so great.
yeah. We find like minds on social media, right? Like we end up making all these book besties on social media, but you don't ever see them in person. So it's nice that the signings is a place where you can meet the people that you've been talking to, meet new people, and it's in a safe environment, right? You're meeting people you've never met before, and so yeah, that's awesome. And Rare was good.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
sorry.
was really good. Yeah, it's the same for us authors, because we get people contacting us, or who we speak to online, who's our ARC readers, and we get to meet them in real life, and yeah, it's really nice.
And every person you speak to loves the same thing you do, even if they read different genres. Every single person that you speak to reads books, or even if they're just there like with their wives or their partners, or they get so excited about them having such a good time. It's fab. I love it. I really do. It's a different energy.
Yeah, for sure. And Hannah, I saw at Rare, you had the big sign. There was a big,
Video,
right? Like your video. Did you see that, Holly? I saw that, and I was
No.
not gonna lie. I was at the events. I saw your video, I think on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I actually went to the venue. I went to both 2026 and 2027 venues, and I walked around, and I said to my husband, I said, do you see any video space? Like, do we have, and he was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, it was so cool. Now I knew the hotels had told me that they do that, and I knew that was in the cards. But I hadn't gotten there yet to think about it for 2026, but I couldn't find any at 2026, but I did find some at 2027. They have a big, when you take the escalators down to the event area, they have a big thing that you can use. So I'm definitely gonna be looking into that.
Not
Yeah.
me like popping over to Hannah's page to like stalk it
It's
really
so
quick
cool.
to see if I could find it.
Yeah, it's cool. So, and then the other hotel I was looking at for 2028, I know, crazy.
Wow.
Like, what?
Rebecca, wow.
I know.
Nothing
The
wrong
thing
with
is that you have
planning
to you have to do them 2 years out.
Yeah.
So because
Yeah.
authors fill up their lineups,
Yeah.
they so basically I was already working on the contract with 2027. I got a message from an author saying, do you have your interest forms out for 2027? And this was 2 months ago. And I was like,
I've signed already for signing in 2028. I'm like, okay, you guys have your things together so much more than I do, but let's do it.
It's
Especially
just,
when you're doing trips across the ocean, we have a
yeah.
plan it. Yeah. And when
Yeah.
you're kids, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
there's
the time we lose at signings as well. Like, I like to build it into my writing schedule. Like, right, okay, an international is going to take this much out away from me, this much. And obviously that's so good. But yeah, that's kind of how we have to cap it and figure out, okay, how many can we actually accomplish without never being home.
Yeah,
I
never
know.
write a book. Yeah.
And it's so strange too, because you'll reach out to a couple authors and they'll be like, I need, or they'll reach out to you like, I need to know now, and it's like 2.5 years before the event, like, what are your dates, and then other authors you'll talk to and they'll be like, are you, what, like, this is so early, why are you asking me now? I don't know what I'm doing like tomorrow. Like, why are you asking me? So it's really kind of like, it's a conundrum, to be honest, and in the event space to kind of find the right answer there. But yeah,
Hannah, the sign is so cool.
it's cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's
Holy
cool.
moly.
Yeah, in real life, yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I'll probably be talking to you about that a little bit one-on-one. I'd like to see what the process was for you with that sign experience, to get some information there.
Sure.
For sure. So okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was giggling to myself a little bit because when I pulled up Hannah's page, the first thing that comes up is like the Spark of Sorcery, like NSFW sneak peek. So I'm just giggling to myself over here a little bit. Which is book 2, right?
Yeah, book 2. Yeah, book 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a funny thing with this artwork. So my books are all spicy and they're wide choose, and I can write it fine and I don't get embarrassed by that at all. But when I commission the not safe for work art, it makes me blush so much, and I have to get my husband to check it for me.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have I actually haven't mentioned this before publicly or really even privately, but I have a family member who is an author, and she was we had a family reunion on a cruise, and the whole family was there. I couldn't go to this one, but I hear about this story every time the family is together, and it's them showing their artwork because she writes monster romance.
All
And
right.
she was showing the family the artwork, and everyone was just shocked, but they're trying to be polite, oh, that's nice,
Oh my gosh.
I literally heard about the story a week ago on Sunday at Sunday dinner. Like, we're having a roast dinner, and my brother's like, and the family member author, you remember how I'm like, oh my god, like, we're just, and I had to explain to them like romance and like how there's different levels of steam in books. And like, because they just have it in their head, it's all the same, like romance books are all the same, and they're not. I had to explain clean romance, fade to black, closed door, smut, all the way from like not graphic and kind of tasteful to full blown out erotica.
Yeah.
So it was, and they were looking at me like I was crazy. They were just like, they don't get it.
I have no shame. Like, I could be sat in the middle of a family dinner, games night, whatever, writing away, small, anything. But then audiobooks, as soon as you've got to listen back to those little snippets that narrate the way I cringe at myself. I'm like, I cannot proof this. Somebody choose just for me. No shame until it's I'm going to wear it.
Well, so spice is always fun to talk about. So let's talk about spice in both of your books, like what your spice is like in your books, and also what you write genre-wise and all that, so people can know, what to expect.
I write paranormal romance, mostly werewolves, shifters. I have some witches. I've just released my first Omega verse. Obviously, Omega verse are quite spicy as a whole, but yeah, I've got my very first series is a bit more medium, not very out there. I'm trying to be careful for Facebook, but the rest of them, I write slow burn. I love slow burn faded mates. But once we get to the spice is just there. There's quite a lot of it in all of them. I'm thinking through, there is quite a lot of it in the books once we start. I always have a problem with the third book in one of my series opens with a 10k prologue of a heat scene. In Facebook, Amazon really hates the look inside for that book. It's very so that one, it's a good thing it's a book 3, because the rest of them, yeah, Amazon gets very annoyed with you. What about you, Hannah?
So I write paranormal and romantasy. Why choose? And I write Omegaverse too, sweet Omegaverse. So that's kind of like when I'm in the light, fluffy mood, although it's still very spicy. And then I've also got 2 series now of dark academia, which is when I'm feeling in my dark mood. So I swing between the 2. But yeah, the same pretty spicy stuff. Yeah, I don't really hold back.
No, I don't even think I could if I wanted to. They're very just demanding, my characters. Once they're in it.
So I actually have a question. Do you think that with the rise of Kindle Unlimited and self-published authors, because both of you are KU, you're Kindle Unlimited authors, do you think that that's kind of like made the whole romance kind of genre explode when it comes to spice? Because like now authors don't have to go through publishers to maybe tamper down, or do you think like what impact do you think that's had on spice in like general or romance? With the whole like rise of self-publishing.
So
sorry, I know that was out of blue, out of left field. Sorry.
I'm kind of like an indie reader. Like I'm 26 now, but I remember 12, 13 reading Wattpad books, again, where they were more self-published, where they could sort of take any liberties that they wanted to take. And it wasn't until I started getting older that I was reading more traditionally published books that I don't really know. I think it's always been out there in the self-publishing phase that I don't know.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I agree. I think you're both right. So I think, Rebecca, it probably has helped, but then also, if you go and look at fan fiction, it's always been there.
Yeah, fanfic. Yeah, fanfic. It's just kind of nice though. One of the things I love about KU authors is they're like untethered. They can write pretty much what they want, except for this whole thing with Amazon being difficult. Yeah, a little bit careful now, especially with the way Amazon's categorizing it now. Isn't there like, last I had heard, if you had any kind of if you're, I don't know like how it does it in the flagging, or if it's like actually if you say that you're erotica, but it wouldn't push those books out as much because of the right
dungeoning your books. But there's soft levels and stuff as well. Like you can be really dungeoned where you've got to sort of fix it to get taken out, anything to do with trigger warnings in the front, but even down to like running Amazon ads. Like I can't run them for any of my books. Even just using the word alpha or omega sets them off such into a frenzy that they're just like, no, everything.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think go on, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say that would make sense why like now we're seeing a lot of books that start with like visit the author's website for content warning instead of the full list. I thought it was more like, for me, like from the reader side, I just thought it was we don't want to spoil anything, so like come on over here to see this. But that makes sense.
It's a bit of both. Like I'm the same. I'm like I know lots of people love to be spoiled, but I hate it. So I deliberately put them on my website so you can choose whether you want to go and see them or not. But it does help, like you say, with the Amazon thing too.
Yeah, and I feel like people who actually need the trigger warnings will go look them out regardless, wherever they are, as long as you signpost them. So one of my books is quite heavy with trigger warnings in terms of mental health. So in the front, I've just put like a little disclaimer saying you can click this link and you see it at the back of the book. So it's still there, but obviously it's out of the first 10% that Amazon tends to penalize. But it also means it's there as well as at my website, so they can see it. And it just helps cover people who need it versus just Amazon crying.
But I think if you ever do have a trigger warning, authors are very open. If you want to email them and ask, I've got this specific trigger warning, do I need to be wary? Authors are very happy to answer those questions. So.
I like that. I added a question to the list though.
Did you?
It's not on there. Well, I just wrote it on the side.
Go on, then. What is it then?
Okay, so I am new to both of your worlds, though Hannah, I do have you partnered with probably Smut book box. So I do have right? I'm not crazy? Yes. That on my shelf. But where do we start with your worlds? What's a good starting point?
So for me, it depends what mood you're in. So if you're in your fluffy light mood, then I go Pet Rivals. So that's an Omegaverse where there's two packs vying for the same girl, which causes lots of fun.
It's great. It's great. I loved it.
Twists and turns in that one too. But if you're feeling in a darker mood, then I would go with Fractured Fates, which is the first book in the Arrowheart Academy series, which is a completed series. So, and that's more Fated Mates, Magic Academy. It starts off a bit, well, there's different men interests, and some of them are more into her or more into it at the beginning, and some take a bit more persuasion to come around. So, yeah.
Would you consider it a bully romance or like bully adjacent or any kind of bullying in it? Because
I think I think so. From some of them, not all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I love about RH as well. The fact that like some of them can just be mean over in one corner. You've got the obsessed ones. You've got the ones.
It's great.
Yeah, you get them all. You get all the fun tropes in them.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say Death is Easy. It's my first completed trilogy in what I call the Phoenix verse. There's quite a few trilogies I'll be setting up in there. But it's just, that was my first one that I wrote. As much as it wasn't my first series, it was the first one I wrote for me. I really, really love that series. And I just, kind of whenever I read it.
It's done really well too on Amazon. Yeah, it's done really well.
Genuinely, I love it. I do. It's quite a mental health heavy, and I had started writing it when I was struggling a little bit, again, throughout COVID, and I was just like, yeah, let's write it. And I think I wrote 70k in about a week and a half, just sort of threw it all in there. And then it took about a year to edit and make like adjustments to that mess. But once it was done, it's my absolute favorite of my books. Not even.
Wait, did you say the titles again?
Death is Easy.
Okay.
And the FMC has mental health.
Yes. Nora struggles with depression, but the whole universe will have that. I've got a character who was sexually assaulted and is sort of dealing with that and processing it. A few others that have been introduced or haven't yet made their appearances, but my favourite FMC, Esme, is in the same universe, and she's just a darling. I love her. Nobody's mad at her, but I love her.
Oh, what I loved about Death is Easy, I liked the fact that just because she gets her harem doesn't just make all her mental issues go away. It's like, oh, I have all these men that love me now. I'm all better. You know, and I love that about it. And I also love that all the MMCs, all the male characters, they're like different shifters. They're all coming from kind of different places. And she just she collects them. Like we meet another one, and it's like, wow, he sounds hot. I hope he's in her harem. And yes, he is. You know,
terrible for that.
It's great.
In my Luna series, I had like a bit of a meltdown when I was writing book 3 because she already had a large harem. There was 8 in it, and
oh my gosh,
I was writing book 3, and this man just came in, and I was like, hey, "Why have you done?" And honestly, I had such a breakdown because I was like, "I cannot." But yeah, now it became 9. He just appeared one day, and I was like, "Okay, let's deal."
That's great. Okay, so Holly and Carmela, we haven't talked to you. I feel bad. No, it's okay. Just tell us because you're an influencer, right? Tell us about your main handle and what kind of books you read. And same thing with you, Holly, too. Just because we want to hear.
So I'm Carmela. I go by queencaramel.cos on Instagram and TikTok, but I'm mostly on Instagram. And I read anything supernatural, anything fantasy. I love monster romance. Has to be romance. As long as it's romance, I'll probably read it. But I'm excited to dive into some of these more reverse harems because I'm not as familiar with that genre as much as I am.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not. Even with monster romance, I've mainly read single monster again.
Really?
So I'm really excited to read more too.
Oh,
It
One
was
Piece is great.
And I have
Once
Death
you
is
do,
Easy
you'll be-
up, and I have Hannah's new book up. Like those are going to be my next ones because I'm a big mental health
and it's
fan as
good.
well. I work in mental health, so I'm like, anytime an author does like the boy doesn't fix everything or the boys don't fix everything, I'm like, yes, thank you. Realistic.
Yeah. And Hannah Hayes just Hannah Hayes, I'm saying it like Hannah Hayes. She just released her second book in the Firestone. I want to say Firestorm because of your first series, but Firestone Academy, right?
Firestone Academy, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
You
those
just
pulled
released
up
that at
too
the
because
beginning
I
of the
see
month.
trials. I see
Yeah,
trials
it's
and I'm
good.
like,
Yeah, last week.
and
Last
then,
week.
Last week it was
sorry.
July 2nd, right?
Oh,
I think it was
Yeah.
July 2nd. Yeah. So, and that's I love that series. I love Fractured Fates as well. Actually love them both equally. I was actually surprised. Not that authors can't do it, but like you wrote an amazing Academy romance with Fractured Fates. It's done very, very well. And I thought it was phenomenal. I loved it. And then you wrote another Academy romance that just came out, right? The Storm of Shadows, Firestone Academy, and they're not in the same world, right? And not that I questioned you, but it's always surprising when you pick it up and then it's just as good as the other series, you know. And it is. It's really great. I loved it so much.
I don't know if you're the same, Letty, but when you've written a book that people really, really like, or a series that's really like, it does put the pressure on the next one. They're like, can I do it again? Will I like this one as much a second time?
Yeah.
So it's really
Yeah. And I love the I don't know if you think of it that way, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think remember like with the I kept like for Fractured Fates, I kept it like comparing it against something else when I was talking about it in previous lives and stuff. So I don't know, I can't help it. I just kind of do that. But so hopefully that's not offensive or anything. But with the new one, like I keep thinking Divergent and Hunger Games, like those.
Yeah. Lots of people have said that. It's got those
Divergent
kind of
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
It just has those vibes. It's not anything like it, to be fair, but so it's its own,
like
unique original work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has that kind of dystopian
How's that
world.
feel? Yeah, because she comes from, you call them quarters instead of factions, and she comes from a poor, underprivileged kind of quarter, and her guys come from like the wealthy, they're magical, they're powerful, yeah, and there's that kind of like struggle there, between it's awesome, it's really great. So
Thank you.
yeah, that's so cool. Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm
Holly,
excited to try everybody out. I'm so excited.
They're great.
And I guess I
Seriously.
should say that I'm also a bookish cosplayer because I don't think I said that.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Cosplay indie authors. So seeing all the KU authors and everything, I'm like, that's what I primarily cosplay. So it's awesome to meet everybody.
I mean, what do you like dressing up as most? Have you got like a type of character that you really love dressing
Usually
up
that's
as?
a strong female character. Usually when we have one of those sorry, I don't know if we're allowed to curse, sorry. Usually when we have one of those female characters that you're just like, I want to be her, so I'm gonna pretend to be her.
Yeah. Cool.
We have the Paolo, who's one of the influencers, started a basically like an influencer rec guide. So I'm coming over here. I opened it to put in the notes of like where we should go in both of your universes, to put it on there, because they're so a lot of us are like on this kick of like, can we read at least one book from every attending author?
I know. I'm too. I'm too.
I do the same thing for every signing I go to. I try to, but I read really, really quickly. But yeah, I do the exact same thing. But then you get the downfall of somebody who has like a series of standalones, and I'm like, but I want to keep reading. I'm going to run out of time.
Yes.
Books are good for that then. Audiobooks. Because then you
I drive a lot for work, and audiobooks, they keep me going for sure. I don't know that I would read as much as I do if it weren't for audiobooks. So
yeah, I can't do it.
I feel like I can read faster than the audio reads to you, but then when you switch it up,
yes, that's my problem.
Quickly, like genuinely, I could read like this sounds. But one of my books, Baby's First Towels, 180k words, really annoying book to write because it was that long. But I read that in like 3 hours. minutes, and that was with making notes as I was reading it. So I can read quite quickly. So then, yeah, listening to an audiobook, that's like 20 hours. I'm like, that's a commitment.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
read. I'm quite a slow reader. I'm amazed by all these people that are super quick. I just can't. Yeah, can't do it.
I definitely listen at like 1.7.
Oh, so
They sound like Mickey Mouse, though, right? Like it's Minnie Mouse.
I feel like, so my like trick for my brain is that you put it up to like 2 times speed and listen to it for like 60 seconds, and then when you back it down to like 1.7 or 1.8, it almost sounds normal because it's so much slower than the really high speed. So it like tricks your brain, and I don't know, maybe it's the ADHD.
That's funny.
notes on times 2 and stuff just to get through them faster. Like, I much prefer. Oh, I'm a horrendous voice note myself, but when I listen to them, like, you're on 2 times speed. Come on, get to the point.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready to move.
I love listening to audiobooks, but I like it in the car, and I work from home, so I'm not in my car very often, or like I drive like a Honda PCX. It's a scooter, but it actually looks like a motorcycle. It goes like 70 miles an hour. I know you probably would never think that by looking at me. So like because I live on an island in Florida, so it's like it's really beautiful to drive like on the back roads through the island and see everything, and that's like a really great way to see it. So we actually started riding scooters, my husband and I, when we were in Key West vacationing, which I don't know if you've heard of the Florida Keys.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, a lot of people haven't, believe it or not. Like Key West is the very furthest key. And, we'd started doing it there. So then we got them for the house, and now I have them. So I'm not really where I can listen to it very often is the thing. And like you, like Letty, like I can read a book in, a handful of hours. I read fairly fast. And it's like just the time commitment for an audiobook versus like, and the other thing is too is I get distracted. Like I've thought about, so I do these big holiday displays, right? And it takes me about 100 hours out in the yard to set up this massive Halloween Christmas display. So I've thought about doing it then.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What was that, Letty? You've seen
your Christmas one.
Yeah, it's crazy. You've seen it too, Hannah, right? I'm pretty sure I've showed you the display.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's it's you wonder. But anyway, so I I've thought about doing it when I'm setting up the display, but then it's like I literally can't, like I need to sit down and listen. Like I can't be doing wiring, all this, and then listening to a book at the same time. I don't know how people, I hear all the time, oh, I clean while I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah,
I'm like,
It's a thing for the gym for me. I like an audiobook in the gym.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When you're just like running or on the elliptical or something.
Or lifting,
Yeah, lifting. Good girl.
Although that can sometimes be a bit awkward when you get to a steamy scene and you're in
a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to skip and then go back to it after.
Yeah, that
I feel like then
just
you're
happened
just like
to me.
hoping. You're like, oh my God, please don't let my headphones die.
Yeah.
That I was at my husband hurt his Achilles tendon like a week ago, and so we went to like an emergency clinic, and I brought my book with me, and it was not in a steamy scene when I left the house, and I'm sitting in the waiting room. He was like registering, and then he came and sat down next to me, and by the time he was registering to sit down next to me, it was full blown out steam, and I'm reading it, and he's like literally right there, and I'm just, it was so awkward, even though he's my husband, I was like, what, I'll just read this later, it's okay, we'll chat. So, it's funny. Anyways, that's too funny.
The over the shoulder reading is so great. Oh.
But that's what's great about Kindles, right? Like, because it used to be you were reading those in public, the spicy books, and who was like 50 Shades of Grey. You're on a plane with 50 Shades of Grey in front of you, which, to be fair, isn't all that spicy, but like the reputation.
It was big for its time, though.
It was big for its time. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It like just, I feel like it was opening a pathway.
Yeah.
For, like, more mainstream, which was great.
It was like the gateway book,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really into discrete covers for like so long, and then now everybody started doing these like clinch covers, like the old school clinch covers.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm obsessed, and I'm like, I will read that clinch cover with the like ridiculous like pose on the front of it. Like,
But they're
Yeah.
pretty too, so it's
they're
fair.
just so
Yeah,
the artists are so talented.
Really are.
See, I always feel really jealous because every time I go in like secondhand bookshops, I'm scouring, looking for those old-fashioned covers, but we just don't have that many over here in the UK. Not like you do over there, but they're gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when you come over next, you'll have to go find like a half price books. Because they have or Goodwill, the half price books we just talked about with our book club going and like doing the like eyes closed, like, you know, going down the row and like them telling you to stop, and whatever book you stop on, like that is the book. Like, doesn't matter what it's about, when it was printed, but like the old school 70s 80s clinch covers, because they're like $1, which is like 80 pence. Is that right? Did I say that right? Okay.
Okay, I will do that. I'll do that when I'm there.
Yeah.
So the thrift shops
I'm
sometimes
not
you
going to
can
have
even
enough
get them for
books to
50
take home with
cents.
me already.
Well, oh yeah. Wait, is there a mailer in the hotel?
Yes, FedEx.
Oh,
Lovely. There we go.
Yep. So there's FedEx, and then also we have drayage company Jim's, as you were using. We did a lot of research to find kind of like the best company in Orlando. They have 17 years experience of doing drayage, and they're going to do. They're amazing, and their rates are really great, like better than Alliance's. Probably shouldn't say that, but they're really great, and they will they'll hold your packages for 45 days ahead of time, up to 45 days, which is huge.
Oh.
And then they'll bring them to your table, and then they'll collect the empties and bring the empties back to you at the end for anything you need to ship back, and then they do the outbound shipping as well. So
Amazing.
they're
So
they're really great.
books in is what you're saying.
Say again, sorry.
We can sneak books in for us to take home.
Yeah, this is, thank God, this is not a union hotel. You can bring them in yourself, you can put them in a suitcase, you don't, all that, so and then you can send them to Hilton. They only hold them for up to 8 days is the thing. That's kind of the problem with the international authors.
And then getting the timing right is tough. Yeah.
And they're expensive to ship from, they're regular FedEx prices. And when we started researching everything, really the best shipping is the US Postal Service. And so I actually booked, I probably shouldn't say this, but I make the mistake of doing that stuff on our lives all the time. But now that I've started, I actually negotiated a room as a mailing room in the contract. So that way, I don't know if we're going to do it yet. It just depends. We'll see. But that way, if we wanted to, we could assist authors with package labels on the day after the event. So instead of using the Gems drayage, which is the reason why I don't know if we're going to do this or not, we will bring printers. We'll help them package up their boxes, and then they can keep their books in the room until Monday, and then we could schedule a US Postal Service pickup
to come get everything.
So to come get them. So basically, we're the drayage people through FanGrrrl Romance Rex. Now, there's just there's some challenges with that because of liability. Because like the authors would give us, we'd have to have them sign a contract saying that that they're taking the risk that we're going to be making sure that it meets the truck, that it gets there safely. And we're not a drayage company. We're in events. So, but I did negotiate all of that in case we wanted to go down that as an option. I don't know.
Rebecca, will there be options for readers to send books home too?
That's a great question. Actually, they can do it through FedEx right now. As far as the drayage company, they're planning only to work with authors because the authors are going to get a portal, and it's like and authors can order things through them as well. Like if you wanted extra things for your table, you could order it through them. I don't know. I'll have to ask them to see if that's something that's an option for them to work one-on-one directly. For the drayage company though, they work in bulk, so we're attracted to them because we're giving them a certain number of authors that are going to need pipe and drape. They do the pipe and drape as well. So
just that some I know lots of readers like to get so many books that there's no way they can physically.
So FedEx is there. They can
yeah.
use FedEx. If we end up doing that mailing room, that might be an option. I don't know. We might have to limit that just to authors. But that's a good question. I've actually had a couple people ask me. There's a service. I forget the name. Holly, you're gonna know. Holly knows everything. She knows everything. It's unbelievable the amount of knowledge that Holly knows when it comes to book events and authors and covers and
Just
like she knows the tea that's going on Threads. She'll send me a screenshot from Threads and be like, "Did you see?"
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, "Oh my god."
Bear that in mind, Holly.
Love
Yeah,
Come to
she
you.
knows it all. But there is some service that you can. It's like Book It or Book Now or
oh
something like
yeah,
that. That works
Yeah.
with it. There you
I
go.
just used them because Tate James has a special edition of Dear Reader, and I was like, I need this in my life. If you haven't read Dear Reader yet, oh my gosh, it was so good. But the book it so you purchase and the author will sign it. They pick it up for you. They package it and they ship it to you, which is
They
really cool. If
collection at some locations though, don't they? Sometimes they just do you've got to be there at the event yourself and they'll help you package it all up sort of thing. Because I know it rare to do the collection service sometimes, but they don't always, do they? I don't know if I'm just...
Yeah, I don't know if they do the collection service there, but they definitely offered it as an add-on where you could you basically had to say, hey, when you did your purchase through the Venti is who they're, kind of platformed with, you add on this $0 thing with the author and then go to their website, put in the information. So that was the first time that I've seen that. And that was, I mean, it's a niche market. So
It is a niche market.
somebody in the US is looking, to start a business. That would
Yeah.
I
Because
can't have too many plates going.
books are heavy, right? They look like they shouldn't
They're
be.
heavy.
They're so little. And then it's amazing.
So
you get a number and that yeah.
yeah, like Holly again, genius. We went to Fiction Fans and Ball Gowns together. And actually, did you guys meet Holly and Hannah and Letty? You've been there at FFB too.
Yeah, I was there. But yeah, you guys were, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 2024?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did. I went to 2023 and 2024.
I was
And
only there 2024.
yeah. Hannah, you were there both years too, right? 2024 and 2025.
I was here this year too. Yeah. 25.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't there this year. It was a bummer. But Holly, genius, she packed her suitcases where she had her big suitcase and then it held her small suitcase. And then she put all her stuff in her small suitcase. So when she came home, she used the big suitcase for her books.
Ah, clever.
I know. I grabbed my signboard to see if you were on here.
Yeah, for Fiction Fans and Ball Gowns. That's the thing too, is the signing boards are so cool.
They are.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had them I was on a different live and I just had them next to me. So eventually I'll get frames and they'll go on a wall. There's a lot of wall space in here.
Yeah. Well, you have huge shelves too, right? Holly, you've been working on a library of 1,000 books or something.
Yeah, we hit the goal. We're probably closer to about, because there's a whole bunch of shelves over here too. We're probably close to about 1,400. So I'm doing 150 book purge this summer. Just books that have been on my shelves for 4 or 5 years that I have not touched. And I feel like you learn as a reader, your genre is kind of just ebb and flow. And there's some things that I was oh, I love this, 4 or 5 years ago. And now I'm it's just not my thing anymore. And I want to make space for future signings and more books that I'm picking up from authors. It's the books fund the book fund.
Yeah. Girl math means you're not even spending money on the new books because it doesn't count.
100%. It is girl math.
So I had lots of books, and then I got my I actually first had a Nook before I had a Paperwhite Kindle.
Oh.
And this was before I had the groups. It was before I got involved in social media books, and I'm just reading, myself. And I'm kind of logical. That's just kind of my brain kind of does that first. So I thought, why am I keeping all these books? This is great. I have a reader. I can store them on the reader. I can own them on the reader. So I took all of my books and I donated them to the library. And And then I got all the social media and everything, and it's a thing to have books. People have them as a memento, the special editions, the
I did.
signing, so I was like, so I started getting books like through the book talk handle and all the group and stuff. And I didn't have a bookshelf. Like that bookshelf right there, I didn't have it. So like I'm like, they're stacking on my floor. My book besties are coming to visit me. They're like, Rebecca, I can't believe you don't have a bookshelf. So my neighbor was throwing that out by the side of the street. I keep meaning to get a bookshelf. And I was like, this looks great. So I literally hauled it in off the street, brought it up, and now I have a bookshelf.
That's perfect.
So similar. Like there was a whole craze in the UK of like decluttering. So I did the same. I got rid of all my books, and now I'm like, why did I do that?
Why did I do it? Me too. You know,
But,
why did I do it?
We're getting a new bookshelf built this month, which is going to have lights and it's going to look pretty like Holly's does. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, Holly's is
fill
pretty.
it up again.
I'll probably like eventually get them built and all that stuff, but I'm building back up. So there you go. Okay, so before I know we don't have tons of time. We were planning to go for about an hour today. Can you guys tell us about your new releases that have come out and the series and all that stuff?
You go first, Letty.
I'll go first. Okay. So my newest that I've just released is my very first Omegaverse. I was absolutely terrified. I've read Omegaverse for so many years that I really wanted to do it well. I was terrified it was going to flop. I had so many nightmares getting it out. It got cancelled on Amazon with my pre-orders. I was like, great. But it's genuinely, I absolutely love it. So it's called An Accidental Nest, and my MC is an Omega who works for a company. She gets an email saying that her heat leave request has been denied by her new boss. She goes to confront him because obviously she needs the time off, and he is her scent match. So it's an accidental pregnancy, fated mates trope where they sort of figure out how to balance their work and relationship and balance just each other. Obviously it's a reverse harem, so it's not just him. He does have a pack already, and they are ready to make it work. She's a bit more reluctant, and yeah, I don't want to give anything away.
That's awesome. That sounds great.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. Yeah. And it's your first Omegaverse, you said.
It is, yes. It's the first in the world. There'll be more in it already. I set the next ones up. But yeah, it wasn't the first I've written. I have got one half written, but it was the first I hit publish on, and I was still a bit terrified at how well it did.
They're
Yeah,
fun,
it has done
really
well.
fun to write, aren't they?
They really help.
Just a lot of the tropes in Omegaverse are just really, really fun. Like the whole, oh dear, I've accidentally gone into heat. Oh dear.
Yeah, it's all the things I love about shifters, but without the actual shifting in or wolf. And that's it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a thick girl too. 670 pages.
Yeah, I have issues. I do.
I thought you meant the FMC. I thought you meant the FMC, Ollie. She's a thick girl. She's curvy. Great. It's a plus size Omegaverse. It's wonderful. We love that. That's what I thought you said. Oh my gosh.
Oh goodness. I mean, you could look at it that way too. I know. I don't know why I refer to all my books that way. I'm like, oh, she's a thick girl.
Like I'm a character-based writer versus plot. I'm a high related. I don't know if you've done your strengths, but that's so I get so into the characters. But then because my harems are always huge, like the books just have to keep going, so they all get the screen time and they all get to be like loved.
Yeah.
So, it's a problem. Traditional would hate me.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
That is the thing. That is the thing with reverse harem. You've got to make sure that each guy gets his allotted amount of time.
Yeah,
because people get upset if one
favored, or they get really
one gets less time or less love, and like, why can't have favorites?
Like, an I love you is on the page for 6 of them, but one of them doesn't get an on page I love you in a big moment. You get shouted at.
Really?
Oh yeah, you've got to keep track.
Jeez.
I see the Kindle version of it. Is there a physical version too?
There is. Amazon rejected the paperback, so I do need to fix that. But it's on my to-do list. I've got a couple of special editions for it as well that'll be unveiled at next year's signings and things. But yes,
Cool.
We love a special edition.
we do. I'm problematic.
And you're both gonna, Hannah, I know we're getting to your new release, but are you both gonna have special editions at the signing? Maybe. Yes. Okay. Awesome.
I've got
Yay.
a bit special edition crazy as well. I've got a bit obsessed. Yeah, as well as the art.
It's pretty cool.
I think we all have.
My husband came
beautiful.
down from my office to the kitchen the other day. He'd been sorting stuff out for the signing, and he said, "Do you know how many pieces of art you've got?" I was like, "No idea."
I know.
Pieces of art.
That's very funny.
We're going to do more. So yeah, my Rebecca's gone.
That's okay. She'll come back, I'm sure.
So actually, Rebecca already mentioned it, but my latest release is Spark of Sorceries, which is the second book in the Firestone Academy series. So she kind of described it already, these different quarters. We've got a girl who comes from the one that's less privileged, and when she arrives at the academy, she grabs the attention of these guys who are magical and powerful and privileged, but she is not sure because her sister had been at the academy 9 years before and was killed, and she doesn't know why, but she thinks it was by magicals, and so she is very wary of them. So that's how it all starts anyway. Yeah. And then there's lots of 5, I think.
I love 5. That sounds so, but for Academy series, I feel like 5's always the right number. That sounds like my Academy is 5 because it's the right amount of years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I'm similar to you. I'm quite character heavy. So it takes time to get to know the characters and develop. And yeah, and 5 books, you really get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
So is this series the same FMC?
Yes, all the way through. Yeah.
Okay.
They're following her story. And I have a special edition of the first book as well. And it's and a special edition coming of the second one. I've got the design. I just need to put it together. Yeah.
So do you make your own special editions? No.
So someone has designed it for me, but I need to pull it all together and send it to the printer. Yeah.
That's it. I'm atrocious. Like Rebecca was saying how good you are with covers, Holly. I am the kind of person that'll say to my designer, I like this colour. This is the general vibe, but otherwise I cannot. I can write the words. I cannot creatively imagine the pictures and the imagery. I can't.
I feel like I'm especially like with the influencer group, I was like, hey, I have this idea. Who wants to do it? That's kind of become my MO in the group. Hey, we have these giveaways happening. Who wants to do them?
Yeah. Uploading, you know, delegating. It's self-care.
Yeah. So I think Carvella is actually working on the one for you, Hannah.
Yeah,
which is yes. I know they just
the design is looking really good too.
Carmilla, do you make all your costumes? Are you creative that way?
I've been sewing for years, so
wow.
I do piece together some of my costumes from thrift stores, but I do sew a lot of my looks as well. So like for the event, I know. Oh, my favorite one. Let me think, because I've done a lot. Are you guys familiar with Carissa Broadbent? Like Daughter of No Worlds? Okay. I did. This was my first like dive into indie, because I first liked Sarah J. Maas, like a lot of people. Yes, I did that dress.
Yeah. Okay.
I made that dress.
Oh wow! Amazing.
So like I looked at the dress and patterned based off of what the cover looked like.
Oh wow.
Cool.
That's insane. Amazing.
Yeah.
That was convenient that is on the bottom shelf actually. So
yeah.
Yes, very convenient. But that was the inspiration for the dress.
That's so cool. I love that. We were chatting about we went in the large circle there for a minute.
Sorry about that. I usually have a battery hooked up to my phone, and just in case, you know.
Oops.
Oh no.
Oops, sorry, I had to go running downstairs. So, anyways, I'm back. Hi, sorry.
I think that was Emily last night was sending screenshots of the like template for the giveaway, and my response was, "Girl, go charge your phone." It was at like 6% in her screenshots.
Yeah,
She's doing a
it's
really good job with that template, though.
Yes, yes. So many of the influencers are super talented with that stuff. The things that Meg has been putting out have been really cool. It's exciting to see everything like leading up to the event and tickets going on sale because we're like
tickets going on sale. Yes.
19 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh God,
it's
soon.
it's
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah. So we're doing flash sales the week before. If the I don't know if you guys heard this or not. Sorry, I feel like I'm tongue tied. We had the FanGrrrl early access release form.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? So basically the idea there is we've had people, we created the book event group a while ago, and we've had people for like the past year talking about getting tickets, and they're really excited about it. And we were worried that when tickets go on sale, that people that have been loyal
Yeah.
members wouldn't get a ticket, you know.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to figure out ways to do that. Eventbrite does allow promo codes, and you can hide tickets with promo codes, and then you give someone a promo code, and then it gets unhidden, and they can get their ticket. So yeah, so it's been a whole thing. Lapana, my PA, she's helped me research all of this, figure this out. She's been setting it up. So basically what we're going to do is it's not even the full week. Like one day, each day we're sending out it's almost like a lottery, I guess, to all the people who subscribed. One day, some of them will get a promotional email with a promo code, and it's only open from, I think we're going to do 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So it's only open for a limited time. And then the next day we send it to the next section, the next day, the next one, the next one. And then there's a final day that we send it to anyone who didn't get the email, because we're doing it through MailerLite. So I actually can see who opens up emails, which is, I love that. It's amazing. It's
And
not
Rebecca,
always accurate.
How many tickets are there going to be altogether? How many people are you hoping will be there?
Yeah, good question. So, okay. So the event space can hold, what I think safely is, with fire codes and all that, about 2,300. They actually told me they can do a lot more. But what I did is I took the schematics of the ballrooms and the foyer space, and then I calculated the negative space. And then I did like how many people you could have in the space comfortably, you know? And so my number was 2,300 is the most that we can do. But the ticket tiers are a lot less than that. I think they total up to, Hollywood, are they like 1,400 or something, the ticket tiers?
Yes.
And then we're selling a la cartes for the difference. So it could be, I expect the first 3 ticket tiers to sell out. So it could be anywhere from 1,400 to 2,300, depending on how all the a la cartes sell.
So it's going to be quick.
Yes.
Yeah. So based off the early access, the VIP is already blown away. Like they already, like, it's above it. We have more people asking for VIP than we have VIP. For the ultimate, which is the next one down, it's like half. It's over half people want that. And for FanGrrrl, I think it's like a fourth of the FanGrrrl what they want. So that's like really great.
Yeah, amazing.
People who don't get VIP will want the next tier and stuff. So
Exactly. So it'll trickle down. And, you know, so for the fact that this is our first time ever events, and the fact that, you know, like we haven't even they haven't even gone on sale yet, and we haven't done any advertising yet, really, other than like doing the lives. Like, so I've done lives like this, and then we've done posts on the FanGrrrl handle and on Instagram and TikTok. We post every day there, but I haven't like paid for like a sponsored ad, which I'm going to do that actually between now and August 1st. I'll start doing some sponsored ads on Facebook. But considering all that and the interest, you know, like it's over 800 tickets right now people want.
Cool.
And that's from a private Facebook group of 4,000 people.
Amazing.
You know? Yeah. So I'm hoping it sells out and fast. You know, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah.
I am excited that doing like the influencer codes for the 24-hour early access.
That's the day before.
Our influencers are very like, their platforms are so wide, and like the varietal of influencers, we have some that are like really heavy Omegaverse, and some that are super heavy in the dark romance side, and some in the monster, some in the fantasy. So it'll be really fun. Plus I feel like it just feels like exclusive. So like, oh, because I follow you, I get this code is kind of really cool.
Yeah, nice.
our biggest challenge is that we have to make sure we don't sell the tickets before August 1st. Like we can't sell out. I know that sounds kind of like,
Yeah.
but you don't want to go on sale August 1st and then there's no tickets for
There's
anyone to grab, because
Yeah.
then you're going to, all of a sudden we'll be all over TikTok, Threads, Instagram that this event had no tickets available, you know?
Yep.
And we don't want that, you know, we don't want negative publicity on all that stuff. So, you know, so we're actually holding tickets for August 1st. So there's only so many available through these early promotions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exciting.
So it's exciting. Yeah. It's super
it
exciting.
really is.
I know. We'll be hitting the ground really hard the rest of this month for sure.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, well, you guys, this has been amazing. Sorry I dropped off there for a little bit. Oops a daisy.
We have ourselves, do not worry.
And I was gonna say one last thing. The two of you are amazing. You're amazing authors. You're amazing people, as you guys can tell watching this. But you're also sponsoring the event, and I cannot thank you guys enough for sponsoring. Letty's a platinum sponsor. She's the main event sponsor. Hannah is a diamond sponsor, which is also a major sponsor. I think I'm calling them premier. Platinum and diamond together are the premier sponsors. Yeah. And, you know, book events really, we struggle without sponsorship, and especially a first time event. And I'm very, very grateful and appreciative of that support, you guys. So
You're doing
you guys are
amazing.
amazing.
For a first time event, it's the organization, the communication, the transparency. It's been phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. We're trying really hard, and we have a team of 15 FanGrrrl team members, and Holly is a big part of that. We have about 3 or 4 that probably spend several hours a day working on the event. Holly's one of those. And you know, we talk every day on chats, and we watch all of social media. We see what's going on, all the tea is everywhere, you know, all these events that have happened, you know, and what's not gone well. We've talked about it, and we've pivoted whenever we've seen that things, you know, we need to make changes for us. So that's really important to me, you know, and it all started because we fangirl over books and authors. That's where all of this started, you know. Like I created a Facebook group just to do book recs because I love authors, and so that's really important to me that we stay true to that, you know, through all of this. So anyways, all right, you guys, well, hang on tight, don't leave. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the live, and I really appreciate it. This has been fantastic. So thank you so much, you guys, and thanks Holly and Carmela for joining. And the handles actually are Holly's Books and Booze. I'm going to read it to make sure I get it correctly right. For Holly, who's an influencer, and Queen Carmel.cos for cosplay, right?
Yeah, caramel.
Oh, is it caramel?
Yeah.
I can't. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah,
There it is. My bad. I'll do better, girl. I'll do better. There you go.
Yeah,
Always
surprising.
pivoting. You know, next time make sure you know the handle name. So I apologize, but all right, you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. Talk to you.